has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. It's final hour of love here on a Misery Monday as we start the week off. I'm Ferrall with Carver High in New York City. Good to have you with us on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. We're still talking baseball, and the Giants were sweeping the Braves all weekend at Oracle.
They were sweeping the Braves all weekend at Oracle. Man, the Braves are having all kinds of problems right now, right? What a shame. It is for them. 4-3 yesterday. And they even get, great pitching. Like Saturday, Bryce Elder went 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 12 Ks. And then what they gave up a walk-off to Matt Chapman, right? Chapman hit the walk-off homer for the Giants on Saturday. What a shame. So now the Braves will try to get better. They have Sale tonight in Milwaukee. We'll see how that goes for them. As they've just had a brutal past couple of weeks. The A's beat the Orioles 5-1, so a win for the A's. Jacob Wilson, their rookie, hitting .420 over his last 30 games, now hitting .369 on the year. Of course, he's the favorite for the AL Rookie of the Year right now, Wilson. Mariners beat the Angels 3-2. Kirby's Dreamland, George Kirby, 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs. 14 strikeouts yesterday for Kirby? Gotta be kidding me. That is putting in the work. Now, Cal Raleigh got a day off yesterday. I mean, I know he's a catcher, so you got to sit him once in a while. Personally, I don't know if I'd sit him how hot he is at this juncture. He had 2 homers on Saturday night. He now leads Major League Baseball with 26 home runs. Cal Raleigh.
Now, let me ask you this question. Why is it, are you kidding me, that they rest him? I watched Carlton Fisk play catcher every day for the entire season. Tony Pena, Mike LaValliere. I mean, it goes on and on. There are catchers that play every day. I don't understand. What is this kid? What is he, tired? He needs time off to rest? What is that? That is nonsense. He should be in the lineup every day and hitting home runs. They pay him millions. What are we doing here? Resting him for what? They don't matter anyway. They don't. They never matter. When do they win anything? Never. Never at all. I'd start him every day, whether he likes it or not.
Look, catchers, I guess, not like you said. In the old days, they went out there every day. And I know they don't catch him every night. There's nights where they DH him, and that's kind of like a half day off, they always like to say, like a half day off. But they gave him the full day off yesterday.
How old is this kid? Is he 25?
Honestly. Cal Raleigh at this point, he's 28. Cal Raleigh.
28. Oh, God, he's just so old.
It's grueling to sit back there and catch every night. You got to get, it's a tough job to catch in the major leagues on a daily basis. You got to have and they're going to, the Toaster tonight. They're going out to Arizona, and they need a little bit of rest.
There's dry heat out there. It could affect him. He might get dehydrated.
A lot of dry heat for you out there. Remember the Giants DFA Lamont Wade Jr. last week? Well, they found a taker. The Angels they'll trade for him instead. God bless
the
him.
Angels haven't been that bad. They're not that bad.
Oh, they haven't. They have not been that bad recently. And they're picking up the scraps everywhere, right? They picked up Taylor from the Dodgers. They pick up Wade from the Giants. They're just trying to piece it all together.
Three games under 500, I think, something like that.
Believe so. They've since Trout came back, actually, is when they really started to win some games again, is when Trout got back in the lineup. Here it is, our weekly look. Major League Baseball power rankings, according to people who think they know. And this week, those people that think they know, who do they got at the top? There it is. Is that the Tigers? Yes. The Tigers at the top. Tigers, Cubs, Mets, Yankees, Dodgers, Phillies, Padres, Astros, Giants, Cardinals. Power
Phillies
according to
have
people,
lost 9 of 10, but there they are, ranked 6th.
Well, like we said, it's people who think they know.
They think
and
they
clearly,
know everything. These people.
They think they know what's going on. All right, let's get to tonight here in baseball. We do got a pretty good slate for a Monday night. We'll start with a little Battle of Ohio this evening. The Reds and the Guardians are in Cleveland. Wade Miley and Louis Ortiz will be the starters tonight. Guardians minus $160, plus 135 for the Reds, and an 8.5.
So Tito's going back to Cleveland here with the Reds. It's the first time he's been back, and they'll lose. I'll take the Guardians tonight, and I hate that price though at $1.63 because I think, oh my God, Ortiz, like he's bad enough. But look, Wade Miley's pitching again, so I think he gets ripped. Give me Cleveland run line at plus 132. Lay it.
Lay it. The Buccos are still home. Baseball night at PNC there in Pittsburgh. The Fish come into town. Miami versus Pittsburgh. Yuri Perez back on the mound. Of course, he's out all of this season so far, a good portion of last year with an injury. Back on the hill for the Fish. Mike Burrows. Well, actually, didn't he win last time out?
He won his first. He won his first. Yeah, the last time. And Yuri Perez hasn't pitched in 2 years.
2 years, it's Perez. That's right. 2 years since Yuri Perez has pitched. Minus 120 for the Buccos. Even money for the Fish and an 8.5.
Clear the decks. Cannonball coming. Give me the Buccos tonight over the Fish. Those stinky Fish.
Clear the decks. Cubs and the Phillies. Of course, the Phillies have been reeling here. As they get back home and they get the Cubs coming into town. Matthew Boyd against Zach Wheeler tonight. Minus 130 for the Phillies, plus 110 for the Cubs, and a 7.5.
Oh, God. You got to be kidding me because they've lost 5 straight Philly, 9 of 10. They lost all 3 games in Pittsburgh. And now they're going with Zach Wheeler, who has not pitched since the end of May, so far, the 29th. I guess his wife had a baby or something. His last outing, though, listen to this. He gave up 6 runs in 5 1/3 in a home loss to Atlanta. You know what? They're playing such bad baseball right now. I'm going to take the Cubs. Even though they didn't have a great weekend, I'm going to take the Cubs at plus money. What I get them at plus 110?
Mm-hmm. You can
give me Oil Can Boyd at the Cubs.
Oil Can Boyd there. Next up, the Rays and the Red Sox will get together at Fenway. Of course, we already told you the news with the Red Sox, and that is, of course, that they're going to have this Roman Anthony coming up tonight, and he'll be making his Major League debut. Now, I had one lineup that he was in. One of the beat reporters said he was playing. I see the lineup on their official website is that he's not, so we'll see if they correct that. And that he is going to be in there. It'll be Shane Baz and Brian Ballo tonight. I got minus 110 both ways, 8.5 for the total.
Rays went 5-1 on their 6-game homestand. They win Sunday, 6 straight series win or split, and 14-4 since May 20th. Give me the Rays at Fenway tonight. I don't care if they bring up the kid in diapers, but I'll guarantee you that kid Roman Anthony ends up haunting the Yankees for the next 15, 20 years.
Yeah, I hope that that's not the case. I could really do without.
You know it will be. He's a hitter. They'll trade him to the Dodgers
like Mookie Betts. I'll give you the rest of the card for this evening, including the late night games and some homers when we come back.
Unbelievable, the stress. I put a hex on that kid Anthony, a bocce jinx, his first day.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
it'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do. But the Knicks are at a point now where they don't have to blow it up. They may still do so, and they have a right to do so, but with trading the 4 first-round picks and the pick swap for Mikal Bridges, the Knicks don't have a lot of room in regards to actual picks to throw at people.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Knicks really got past that playoff dragon for them that really stood in their way. So for the New York Knicks to be the Celtics and then an outright favorite to win the Eastern Conference Finals, that's where the disappointment is.
The goalposts got moved, right? Because when you went into the Celtics series, a lot of Knicks fans said they weren't going to beat it. This, I'll say this is more unprecedented than the 99 run when they were the 8 seed.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Face. It's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're talking about the baseball games tonight, and we still have 5 left to hit.
Yes, we do. And by the way, I said before the break I'd get the confirmation. The Red Sox have now made it official. The kid Anthony's going to hit 5th tonight and play right field. So he is in the lineup, making his major league debut for them. The Braves, we talked about their problems. They'll be in Milwaukee against the Brewers. Chris Sale and Aaron Savale tonight. Minus 160 for the Braves, plus $1.35 for the Brewers, and a 7.5.
So Savali won his last start. He allowed 2 first-inning runs, 7 hits, and they won at Cincinnati. As for Sale, he allowed 7 earned runs in his last 45-plus innings. He got the loss his last time out. He allowed 1 run on 3 hits, and they lost 2-1. The problem with them is it's almost the same as the Pirates. They got pitching. They don't have any runs. They don't score runs. So he goes out and loses. And they're losing left and right. I mean, they've lost, 14 of 17? And I'm scared to death of him. I like the under. And I'm gonna take a stab here, Rogie Vachon style, and go with the Brewers at plus 133 for the upset. And they did not play well this weekend. They're not scoring runs either. And I know it's just so obvious to take Sale and bet on them, but the rest of the team doesn't follow him. He's just like Skeens. He goes out and pitches gems, and they don't score runs. So I'm going to take the Brewers at home, that they'll get off of their problems scoring runs. They've been shut out 8 times this year. They got shut out 9 times all of last year.
Lots of problems scoring runs, that's for sure. The Blue Jays will be in St. Louis against the Cardinals to open up a series. Jose Berrios and Andre Palant, minus 125 for the Cardinals, plus 105 for the Jays, and an 8.5.
Yeah, I think this is cards for me at Busch. I'll take Palant over Berrios.
Elsewhere tonight, late night games on the left coast. The A's are in Anaheim against the Angels. Jeffrey Springs and Kikuchi going tonight. Minus 145 for Anaheim, plus $1.20 for the A's, and an 8.5.
So, they're 4 games under. I think they're 30 and 34, the Angels. And as far as I'm concerned, they're just playing better in the A's. Now, I won't deny Wilson's hitting, but nobody else is. I'm going to go Angels run line at plus 142. I think they can beat the A's tonight in Anaheim.
Dodgers and the Padres get together at Petco for the start of a 3-game series. Make sure you get the soft serve ice cream in a helmet. Dustin May and Nick Pivetta, minus 120 for the Dodgers, even money for the Friars, and an 8.5.
Yeah, look, it's the first time they've met since the playoffs, and here they go at Petco tonight. I'm on the Friars and Pivetta. He's been unbelievable at Petco. He's 6-2 overall. I think Dustin May has struggled miserably. I'm going to take the Friars in this first game tonight at minus $101. Minus 101 I got him at.
And finally, late night in Arizona, as we mentioned, the Mariners would be heading there. Emerson Hancock, that's Herbie Hancock, against Merrill Lynch Kelly tonight. Two of our favorites. Minus 175. What? Minus 175 for Arizona, who has had a lot of problems winning games. Plus 145 for Seattle and a 9.5.
I'm going to take your boy Hancock and the M's on the road at that fat price. $1.43 on the plus side. I'm going to take a shot with the M's tonight. Is Tired Boy playing? Your boy, the catcher with all the home runs, he taking another night off? He's tired.
I'm sure after sitting yesterday, he'll be in the lineup tonight.
I know how tired
against
he gets.
Merrill Lynch Kelly.
When his knees are bent all day, he gets very
like
tired.
The second day off he's had all day, all year.
Soft ass,
Candy
ass, saltwater taffy, eating Mother Foreller.
Oh, boy. All right, how about some long balls? It's a new week. And we need to get going here. We had a tough last week was probably the toughest week we had all year. But we get back on the horse and we continue to ride, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to start in Anaheim. I like Ohapi tonight, whether it's Springs or whoever the A's want to go and throw out there. We're going to have a Hoppy Hour, the Ohapi Hour at plus 400 to kick things off. Next, I love when I see that Ortiz for the Cleveland Guardians, and I got a guy like Ellie De La Cruz who I can go after him with. Plus 420 for Ellie tonight against Ortiz. Who's been hotter than Manny Machado? Honestly. And not only that, he's got a couple homers in his career off of Dustin May, so let's ride with him late night. Plus 440 for Manny. I think that you might get some homers in the Phillies and the Cubs. I know maybe weather suggests otherwise. You've got Wheeler, Boyd, guys that don't give up a lot of homers. Wheeler gives up some solo shots. He gives up homers. Suzuki's been swinging a hot bat, plus 500 for him at the bank. And I caught a nice number on Marte this morning. I still see some 4s out there. But Marte for the Diamondbacks against this Herbie Hancock, plus 500 for him late night in the toaster for the Diamondbacks. Marte,
he's
Suzuki,
been carving
Machado.
it up.
Yes. Ellie and Ohapi. And I will tell you, I know he's a Red Sox, but I see they finally put some numbers up on this Roman Anthony in his Major League debut tonight. I see a plus 700 at one spot. So I might dabble
I'll take
a little
that.
bit.
7-1. I'll take it. His first game in the majors, he jacks one into that sandbox.
Yeah.
That thing, all you have to do is hit a pop-up and it's a home run. They make fun of Yankee Stadium. Let's talk about that place. All you have to, literally a foul ball is a home run.
Yeah, shop around a little bit. I saw one book put him up at 550, another put him up at 630, and then I saw a 7 at the King of Sportsbooks, as they like to call themselves. So you can go find the 7-1 there for Roman Anthony later this evening for you. So there's your baseball for tonight. Let's go. We need some big flies. All right, we'll come back, and let's start to get into the hockey because we got it.
Everybody loves hockey.
3 tonight. Down in Sunrise between the Oilers and the Panthers. I got to play you that Marchand winner from the other night, and then we'll hear from everyone getting ready for game number 3 tonight. Yes, it was.
I've hit both games so far in this Stanley Cup Finals, and that was a great bet the other night. Remember, it went from plus 110 to minus 105 when they dropped the puck.
if we had like Big Shot Bob for Robert Horry, what are we calling Tyrese Halliburton? Because Big Shot Bob would give you like 1 a postseason. This guy's giving you 3 in 3 rounds. What a performance down the stretch by Halliburton, and the entirety of that team sticking together, staying to the plan, and shocking everyone in the fourth quarter again.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Not that we have control of any sport. Baseball, you can breathe. The pitcher steps off the mound, even at the bottom of the 9th, World Series or whatever. Football, okay, first down. Then you second down, and there's a method to it, right? The hockey is just all out reactionary, crazy, puck bouncing around everywhere. Oh my God, there's always like a scoring chance.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Dialing it back to his old days with St. Louis and Arizona. Buy or sell, Goldie will finish top 7 in fantasy first baseman.
No, I'm going to say no. I think he'll fall off. Older player here, he'll be top 10, but not top 7 here. Top 10, I would say, yeah, I buy it. Top 7, I'm going to say no here. I think he'll put up decent numbers here. Not as good as he was. I don't think he's going to bat 340, 350 all year long.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
I got a feeling Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
As you know, we're very excited about the game tonight because everybody loves hockey.
Everybody does love hockey as we get ready for game number 3 between the Panthers and the Oilers. Now, we haven't been on since they played game 2 late Friday night, but it was an unbelievable game. 4-4 into the second overtime. We talked a lot before the series that Brad Marchand was going to be make a big impact for Florida, and I would say he certainly did that. Had a shorty early in the game, and then in the second overtime, this on Panthers radio.
Then it's Draisaitl behind the net. Draisaitl out to Ekholm at 5. It's wide. Out to the near point. Out below the zone is Marchand. A pass ahead. Well, Marchand, a breakaway. Hits in Marchand. Can he tie the series? And he scores! Brad Marchand in overtime, and the Panthers win game 2. 5-4. The series is tied and a game apiece.
Great call, bro. Nice call of that. Exciting play. And he brought it right there. Nice job. What a game. It was a great game. There's nothing like a double overtime thriller in the Stanley Cup final. You know, you look at all the great years that they've had overtime games in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but in the finals, a double overtime, it doesn't get better than that. We had overtime in game 1, double overtime game 2. I mean, what is next in this series? These two teams are, it's like they're meant for each other. They're both so good, and they're both so dangerous in the weirdest of ways, right? Like they're not similar in style, Mike. They're similar in their unique talents. Like they're both really good, but in different ways. One's a speed team, a finesse team, a passing one-timer snipe team, and the other one's clearly a forecheck team, a grinder team, and gets goals whenever they need them. And a heavy hitter team. They're so different, but they're both so great.
They really are. That was, by the way, just so we know, Doug Plagans does the play-by-play for the Panthers on the radio.
Nice job, Doug.
Nice job with that call. Very nice job by Doug. Here's Draisaitl. We'll start with him. Of course, you lose a game like that. You tie the game. You lose it in overtime. Double overtime in the Stanley Cup final. Not easy, but you got to put it behind you quickly.
Yeah, like right after the game, there's frustration and, the what ifs start going through your head a little bit. But, the next day you move on. You have no choice. We got to get ready for tomorrow. Coming in here, looking to play our best game, and we're comfortable playing our best on the road. So just shift your focus to that.
So I know that this next clip is even better. This one really tops the cake.
Right. So now you know which goal I'm going to talk about here. That goal that it was scored by Draisaitl.
Yes.
On Friday night, but McDavid made the highlight reel play, which was
the toe drag.
He cut through the Florida defense with his toe drag like a knife through butter. I mean, it was just something that you just can't replicate it or teach it. And somebody actually asked McDavid, how do you think a kid could learn something like that? Draisaitl was quick to let him know what the answer to that was.
I know that's a product of talent and years of skill work, but if there's a kid out there who's like, how did he do that? Like, what would you say to him?
How you develop that? Yeah, I mean, it's as you said, a lot goes into that. As you said, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that.
You can't learn that. Let me answer it for you. It's just you don't. I'll answer it for him.
Listen, I gotta say this, right? Like, so I think it's important to remember that, and I don't want to sound cheesy, that every one of these guys was a kid one day, and they were all dreaming of being where they are now. And some kid out there wants to be him. I think it's important that they try to help any kid. How do you become great? I'll tell you how you become great is hard work, and it's millions of shots and millions of toe drags and millions of laps and skating and speed and skill and trying to cut and cycle and be a player, right? Like, I think it's pretty obvious if you don't have those skills by high school, you'll never play in college. And if you don't play in high school and college, you're not playing in the NHL. So I think as a young kid, you have to develop it. And, youth hockey is crazy. It's expensive. And listen, every one of these guys was a kid one day dreaming of this day. So McDavid's no different.
Hey sports fans, here's a tip to keep in mind the next time you make your betting picks. According to research, home field advantage is no joke, especially in those playoffs. In the NBA and the NFL postseason, the home team typically has a 64% shot at victory. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
I got a feeling Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Plenty of takeaways from Yankees-Dodgers where LA sent a message on Saturday, and the only way the Yankees could salvage it was somehow beating Yamamoto, and they did.
You're staring a sweep in the face, and after losing the World Series, knowing what the opponent is, you know what the narrative would have been on Sunday Night Monday. Oh, Yankees get swept by the Dodgers.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So, what are the Panthers saying about being home finally in Sunrise after their long trip out to Ferrall, Alberta?
Yep, they did what they needed to do. They got themselves at least one game in Edmonton, and as Matthew Tkachuk would say, now we've got home ice again. We need it.
Just such a great feeling. We worked hard. I thought we played 2 good games. You know, tonight was definitely a step better than game 1, but you know, they're a great team. We're a great team, and you know, could be out of here 0-2. We could have been out of here 2-0. Like it's just crazy how it works. So 1-1 going back home. Now we got home ice, and I mean, pretend there's zeros across the board now. We got home ice, and let's take advantage of it.
So one of the things that I think is key, Mike, is that I just think Bobrovsky is so tough. And in this building, if they get behind him, he could shut him out. Like, that's how good he is. I think it's almost impossible to shut out that team, the Edmonton Oilers, with Draisaitl and McDavid on the ice. They got other problems. Nugent Hopkins is banged up, right? Like, they've already lost the Heimlich maneuver, Hyman. So I think the edge for me tonight is Bobrovsky back home. Now, I mean, obviously that could be ruined by McDavid and Draisaitl. They could have 2 goals each, and it'd be see you later. But this guy in this building, in this setting, 1-1 with 5 to go, I think he's more dangerous, in my opinion, than Skinner. I think Skinner's done great. I'll give you that. But, you know, he's allowed a lot of goals, okay? So it's not like he's not shutting this team out like he did in the last round. He had a couple of shutouts. He's given up. What has he given up? 5 and 3. He's given up 8 goals already. Am I crazy? So both of them have been getting lit up because they're both so dangerous. But there's never been, like, it hasn't even been close to an under in this series.
Yeah. No, they've both allowed 8 goals here through the first couple of games. You know, and it's the quality of it. You know, you could say, well, Bobrovsky probably stops that overtime winner that Marchand scored, right? Because it wasn't really a shot. It just kind of slid past. It trickled in past Skinner. But those are the breaks. And finally, before we give you the numbers, here's Paul Maurice. Man, these games have been awesome.
Yeah, it's been fast. Like, from the bench, the speed seems to be really good. And, you know, the first period in game 2, there's lots of action at both ends of the ice, but neither team is casual with their defense at all. It's both teams have, I think, really strong defensive schemes. It's just a testament to the quality of the talent level, the depth of the talent level, because it feels from the bench they're getting up and down the ice with really fast.
All year I said they'd go back to the finals. The Oilers, they're dangerous. These 2 teams are meant for each other. It's like they're lovers. That's how good they are. Like, I think they've set themselves apart from the rest of the NHL. I mean, this is 2 years in a row of this, because they are better than every team in the league, both of them.
It's very true. Sergei Bobrovsky is the first goalie in NHL history to open the Stanley Cup final with back-to-back 40-plus save performances.
He's better.
Not bad. He's yes. I mean, look, if you stack it up, you know, you get into those overtime situations, you'd rather have him than Skinner on the ice. And that's taking nothing away. Skinner has been so much better than anyone could have ever thought. Yeah. But this guy's a little bit better than him. Now, here's the Ryan Nugent-Hopkins situation. His status is uncertain for tonight. I think Knobloch said today he would be a true game-time decision. Of course, we don't know what the injury is because, you know, we're not allowed to know anything like that. But we'll see if Nugent-Hopkins will be out.
If he's half-assed, I don't want him in the lineup. I got some guy at 60%. It's not worth my time. I need guys that, like, literally that are going to play all out, onions out, hard, physically, mentally, doing everything. Not some guy that's, you know, laboring. I don't care what his injury is. He's injured. What are they doing here? Put him out there, they'll lose.
It's a tough time of year to have guys who are compromised out in the lineup. Yeah. It's very, very, honestly, especially key guys. He's a key guy for them.
He's a key guy.
And if he's compromised, it's just not the same. Highest assists per game in Stanley Cup final history. Of course, this is Connor McDavid's second Stanley Cup final. He's rolling at a 1.44 assists per game clip. just ahead of Gretzky and Mario Lemieux for the all-time best assists per game.
Think about that for 5 seconds. Just here we go.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, that guy is a freak, and he is an absolute dominant, game-changing force of nature. He's the fastest guy in the world on skates. I don't care what anybody says. And not only that, I think McCrimmon's really good. I just think McDavid's better. He's on another level. He's on the penthouse floor, and McCrimmon's right below him on the floor underneath, and he doesn't get invited to the party. You know why? Because the Avs lose game 7s. They've lost 7 straight game 7s. They lose, and he doesn't deserve the talk of being in McDavid's world. McDavid is the king. He's better than Gretzky and Lemieux in Stanley Cup Finals games, almost 1.5 assists a game. He's already having 2 assists a game. They're averaging in last year's finals that brought him down to 1.4. All right, so this guy's averaging 2 in my world. 2 assists a game every night.
He certainly has. He has been that good. All right, let's get to tonight now here. Game number 3 in Sunrise. Panthers minus 145 right now. Oilers plus 125. 6.5 the total once again.
So I got him at minus $1.35 today. I told you already, I think the Panthers win tonight and the Oilers win game 4. Either or. I still want the Oilers to get it done based on, I've been saying they're going to win the Stanley Cup all year. I want them to get it done. I'm not watching the games and rooting for them and screaming and yelling. I got to be honest, the other night I was rooting for the Panthers because I bet on them at plus 110. And when Marchand scored, I went crazy. When he had the shorty, I went crazy. Now, I want the Oilers to win the Cup based on my betting, but I really don't have any bones in this. I think the games are awesome. It's not like I'm cheering for one side or another. I'm taking it one game at a time. I think tonight's Panthers, and I think the next game is Oilers. That's how I'm leaning right now, because I guarantee if they're favored tonight, they're going to be favored in game 4. If they win tonight, they'll definitely be favored in game 4. I won't be surprised their game. Yeah. If they lose, that they're favored in game 4 at home.
I think if they ever lost tonight, they'd be an even bigger favorite in game 4. Kind of like the Thunder were against the Pacers when they lost that game at home in the first game. I think they're splitting. I'm with you. I think they're each going to win a game here in Florida. Panthers tonight, that sounds fine. And then I'll go in on the Oilers in game number 4 with them down 2-1. That's good for me. And, Dave kind of said it to you at the end. I've been chasing this under the first couple games, thinking that we're going to eventually get some kind of, low scoring, tight to the vest, 3-2, 2-1 game. But I'm kind of doubting it a little.
That'll be in games 5, 6, and 7.
Maybe that's later in the series. These first period, in fact, if you want to play, maybe the first period over is the way to go, because they have come out flying in both of these first 2 games with tons of goals and tons of action in the first 20 minutes. So maybe that's the way to try play it tonight in terms of the total for the game. As far as the series goes, look, it's kind of right back to where it was. It's a dead even. I mean, 115, 104, 5 games to go, and it is a basically coin flip Stanley Cup final, as it should be with what we saw in the first 2 games.
Well, I mean, Edmonton has to be sharp in Sunrise. They got to be ready. They got to get one no matter what, just like Florida had to get one in Ferrall, Alberta. They got it done at Rogers Place. Now they got home ice. Let's see what they do with it. I think the Oilers have to remain focused and get one of these games no matter what. If they get both games, if they shock them and win both games, they'll win the Cup back in Edmonton.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do, but the Knicks are at a point now where they don't have to blow it up. They may still do so, and they have a right to do so, but with trading the 4 first-round picks and the pick swap for Mikal Bridges, the Knicks don't have a lot of room in regards to actual picks to throw at people.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
So we talked about Brad Marchand and his, shorty, his game winner in double overtime. And we talked a little bit about, with Gabe even, do you think he'll stay in Florida? Like there's been some rumblings that he's considering, just staying there. Do you think obviously they rented him. Do you think they're willing to give him a good deal, like $7-8 million to play for him? They're not going to give him 10, 12 like other teams might.
No, and I actually think, and this is where the Florida aspect of it comes in, and it's the Florida, Dallas, Vegas, Nashville aspect of it. He can forget 6 or 7. 5.5 in Florida is like getting 7 in Boston, right? I mean, because you're not losing all that money over in the taxes. So it seems like he likes it down there. The team's very good, and when you're an older player like him. You don't have as many years left, getting paid without that tax being taken away, that factors in a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does go. It'll be something short term. It's probably a 1 year at a time for him at this point. But I think he absolutely is going to be back with the Panthers, unless somebody maybe he's always wanted to play somewhere else. Who knows what his deal is. Capitals head coach Spencer Carberry wins the Jack Adams Award. Congratulations to him.
Coach of the year.
Winning the Jack. Coach of the year in the NHL.
Be careful with that. A lot of coach of the years get fired in a year after they win it.
It's definitely not something that signals long-term job security.
No.
That doesn't mean that you have your job for very long just because you win the Jack Adams. All right. How about some football stuff from the weekend, including some stuff from today too? The Packers are going to release cornerback Jair Alexander. They've had some back and forth with him the past couple of years. There's been injuries. He doesn't want to play there. He doesn't want to play there. The Packers have finally said, we're going to cut the cord. Alexander will be available now to all. He's still a good player when he plays. He's a good player.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But that's been lingering for so long. It's like a toothache. I've waited for them to do this for half a year? This hasn't just been recent. It's been going on forever. They're going to get rid of Jair Alexander. Well, they finally released him. You know why? Because they couldn't get a trade for him. Right. That's amazing to me. Nobody wanted to pay him.
Nobody wanted to pay him. A lot of money he had coming his way. Now somebody will get him cheap. He'll be able to go somewhere on the cheap because the Packers are going to pay him either way. Aaron Rodgers, we know he was signing, obviously, before we left for the weekend. Now we know some of the details. It's a 1-year deal for $13.65 million. He can get up to $19.5 with a lot of incentives that have been put into there. $10 million of it is guaranteed no matter what. He also went and bought himself some huge mansion in the foothills of Pittsburgh. Did you see this thing, Scotty? It's got a par 3 golf course, a pool house, a full-service horse stable. Like, are you kidding me?
That's where he's gonna stud your boy Sovereignty. He's gonna stud the horse in his barn and make some real money. After, remember we were talking Friday with your boy. It's me, Gino B, and I said, so nothing with Sovereignty here. You have no interest in the Sovereignty horse. And guess who slaughtered that field on Saturday at Saratoga? That Sovereignty. I'd want to get my hands on that. Stud that thing, and you're going to have money coming out your ears.
I mean, the two big horses finished first and second, right? Journalism finished second. Sovereignty finished first.
But he smoked him.
You know, smoked him. Completely smoked him. The Texans are signing Nick Chubb to a 1-year deal. So he finds a new home after being in Cleveland, of course, his entire career. Jim Irsay's 3 daughters are going to take control of the Colts now, of course, after his passing. So he's got 3 daughters. They're all going to be having a hand in running the franchise. There you go. So they'll be running the team.
Remember My 3 Sons, the TV show? So now My 3 Daughters, they're just bound to be infighting. There's just bound to be disagreement. There's 3. It's bad enough with 2. 3 daughters. Can you imagine 3 women running the Colts, making decisions? That'll be a war. They should turn that into a reality show. They should do Hard Knocks with the Colts so we can see these 3 chicks go at each other's throats, running and making decisions. Who's going to make the decisions? Who's the power sister? Which one gets the main that goes to the owners' meetings? All 3 of them are going to go and give the business to the boys' club?
No, they usually only let one, team. They usually call it whatever the controlling governor or whatever it is. There's usually just one member in there, so they're going to have to decide all of that. Who's going to take most of the lead with it? Ryan Fox won the RBC Canadian Open in a playoff over Sam Burns. How about this, Scotty? Not only did we had Fox and Burns. We had both guys in the playoff, which is an extremely rare thing. A stress-free playoff on a Golf Wednesday on Coast to Coast is what we had on Sunday afternoon.
You hit it at 70-1.
Yes. But that's the good part. The guy, the 70-1 guy won it instead of the 30-1 guy. So that was the only thing you were rooting for there. You were going to win either way. But the 70 was better than the 30.
Carver High taking a limo tonight to the school banquet. He's taking a limo.
Yes,
it's only 5 blocks.
The big awards dinner down 5 blocks. And we are here. It is Oakmont week. We're going to have you covered all week here on Coast to Coast. We got the preview special that we did, the Coast to Coast preview with me, Stewie, Cam, and Brady. And we'll also, Scotty, as you know, a typical Golf Wednesday here on Coast to Coast too. Getting you all tuned up. And Scotty Scheffler's the big favorite. I saw them cutting some of the grass before, but I don't think they were really cutting it. I think that they were just pretending with the
There's no cutting it. Are you going to get your boy Smiley on tomorrow as well from Oakmont?
Well, we're hoping for Wednesday.
That's
obviously NBC has the Open this week, and we know Smiley's always a very big part of that broadcast. We're going to hope that we get some time with him one of the next couple days before we get there. But I'm very excited. And I think there's 100. Stewie said today on the show there's 160 bunkers there and no water. It's going to be.
I'm actually rooting for that 17-year-old kid that shot 18 under in his qualifier.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do, but the Knicks are at a point now where they don't have to blow it up. They may still do so, and they have a right to do so, but with trading the 4 first-round picks and the pick swap for Mikal Bridges, the Knicks don't have a lot of room in regards to actual picks to throw at people.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Everybody loves leftovers. So I watched that epic French Open men's final at Roland Garros in Paris yesterday, and I just thought it was spectacular. And Alcaraz beat Sinner in a classic. I mean, the longest, I think, slam final ever. And he was down 2 sets and 3 match points. And he still found a way to win in the 5th set in a tiebreak 10-2. They play a 10-point tiebreak in the French. And I got to give credit to Sinner because I always call him the juicer. He is an incredible tennis player, but more importantly, I knew that he got busted for juicing, so he cheats. And I never really respected him. But I thought his interviews afterwards, where he talked about what it was like to lose, what it meant to him, and how great Carlos is, and he'll be okay, he'll be fine, we got to move on. And he thanked everyone in the world. When he talked on the court afterwards, he did 2 different ones, a press conference and on the court live. On the court live, he was spectacular. He thanked everyone, the fans, the ball girls, the ball boys, the chair umpires, everyone, all the umpires. He thanked his team. He thanked Carlos and Carlos's team. And I thought he was really classy. And he said, I won't sleep tonight, but tomorrow I'll get up. I got to keep going. I gotta come back here. I love it here. I thought he was really cool. But more than that, watch how much fun this guy Alcaraz has with the ball girls after he won. Yeah. What's up? Hey, 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 hey. That is spectacular. And he did that with the boys too, on the court. He got rowdy with the boys too with the trophy. He's a badass. Coco Gauff beat Sabalenka to win the French Open title. How about Sabalenka? Said after the match she lost the match herself, gave Coco no credit. She later put out a statement backtracking that. She walked it back because she said she didn't get beat. She beat herself, and that she complained about the weather, and she complained about the wind and the court conditions. And but when she was winning, she was on top of the world and finger pointing, fist pumping, putting on a show because she was kicking ass and taking names. And then when she was getting her ass beat, her tune changed significantly. I thought Sabalenka was a terrible loser. What a horrible loser she was. To go out there and say Coco didn't deserve it, I just blew it. Like, you're pathetic. Honestly, that was pathetic. Like, the guy Sinner was like, this sucks, but he's so great. Like, it was a great match. It was one of the best matches I've ever, played in. I'm just glad I got to be a part of it. And I thought he was classy. She was terrible. What a horrible loser she was. Goff, the first American French Open winner since Serena in 2015. Kayla Harrison beat Pena by submission at UFC 316 to win the Bantamweight Championship. She's going to fight the Lioness next. And hopefully they'll figure out the weight because, like, they tortured that girl to get her at weight for this fight the other day. It was like she looked like she was going to die. Harrison, now a UFC champ, two-time Olympic gold medalist, youngest sixth-degree judo black belt in U.S. history. Nunez to unretire and fight her. They had a stare down. Portugal wins the Nations League. Your boy Ronaldo with another trophy. House versus NCAA settlement approved. Landmark decision opens the door for revenue sharing in college athletics. There's going to be a salary cap. Colleges can now pay players directly starting July 1st. Former athletes from 2016 on will get paid up to $2.8 billion. They're going to spread it around. Dick Vitale signs a new deal with ESPN. They're going to have the Dick Vitale Invitational, with the first matchup being Duke and Texas, November 4th in Charlotte. Ferrall finish. Pac-Man Jones, everyone's favorite troublemaker, arrested again for public intoxication and assaulting a cop, allegedly. Former NFL player Kelvin Joseph Jr. arrested for DWI in connection to a fatal crash. A Seattle man charged with a string of burglaries at homes of Richard Sherman, Luis Castillo, Julio Rodriguez, and more. They finally busted the guy. LA Times columnist Bill Plaschke says he has Parkinson's disease. Durag. I like Bill Plaschke. I hope he's all right. Front Office Sports today, then GTD, then In-Game Live, then Sports Rage. Catch Carver and Lee C at 8 on SportsGrid Radio. I'll see you tomorrow at 3 on Coast to Coast.
If we had like Big Shot Bob for Robert Horry, what are we calling Tyrese Halliburton? Because Big Shot Bob would give you like one a postseason. This guy's giving you 3 in 3 rounds. What a performance down the stretch by Halliburton and the entirety of that team sticking together, staying to the plan, and shocking everyone in the fourth quarter again.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We have control of any sport. Baseball, you can breathe. The pitcher steps off the mound, even the bottom of the 9th, World Series or whatever. Football, okay, first down. Then you second down, and there's a method to it, right? The hockey is just all out reactionary, crazy, puck bouncing around everywhere. Oh my God, there's always like a scoring chance.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Dialing it back to his old days with St. Louis and Arizona. Buy or sell, Goldie will finish top 7 in fantasy first baseman.
No, I'm going to say no. I think he'll fall off. Older player here, he'll be top 10, but not top 7 here. Top 10, I would say I'd buy it. Top 7, I'm going to say no here. I think he'll put up decent numbers here. Not as good as he was. I don't think he's going to bat 340, 350 all year long.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
I got a feeling Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.